Alright guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. So we got a little bit different video for you guys here today, mainly you first gen guys. And as you can see from the title, this video is pretty much sponsored by Evil Energy. We're going to be using some of their products today on the dually to get it ready for a little bit more horsepower, because this is definitely one of the upgrades that needs to happen to make. I think we ran out at like 476-ish horsepower on Ryan's truck with line size. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We got a big box full of goodies, and we got a hoodie, we got some stickers, we got a hat, all from the guys over at Evil Energy, and a box full of goodies. So on their website you can get your normal adjustable AN wrench with some plastic inserts to kind of save your fittings. Or obviously most people buy just singular wrenches, but this is a two birds one stone kind of deal. You can get whatever you want. We've got a bunch of -6 nice braided line meant for fuel line, and like I said, -6. So the factory line is 5/16. This is a much larger line. And the reason I went with -6 is because we were going to be going from the top of the sending unit in its factory location to the lift pump, not from a sump. So if it's a sump, Evil Energy can hook you up there as well. They make -8, whatever you want. I mean, they make all sorts of line sizes, so they can get you -8 or half-inch line for your sump as well. And you can repeat this exact same process, which we will probably be doing further down the road in the dually. And then they also sent me a plethora of fittings, -6 fittings and quick connects and things like that to make this install very easy. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a parts list from them together so they can advertise this as a kit for you guys. So you will get all the fittings that you will need to run a -6 line from your tank to your HVLP upgraded piston lift pump for your first gen Cummins. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to get you guys under the truck and show you where you need to start, basically what we're going to be doing, and then where we're going to end up. Obviously, you'll have to swap your lift pump because that is part of this upgrade. The factory lift pumps are no good, and the HVLP is a great upgrade for these trucks. It's simple, and upgrading line size is a big deal. That factory 5/16 line is no good. So we'll get you under the truck and show you where we're working. So you guys can do this any way that you would like. What I prefer to do is I just take out the bed bolts and lift up the bed a little bit, and it's only lifted up about 3 to 4 inches right now, and I have very easy access here to the top of our sending unit on our fuel tank. So whenever you go to do this, both of these lines will be on. Your line on the right over here is your supply line. So this will have fuel coming out of the tank, and this line feeds your factory lift pump, the one on the right side. Just remember that. It has a 3/8 quick connect fitting on it. Your return side is going to be a 5/16 quick connect fitting, so you'll know which one is the feed based off which one is the larger side, and that will be your right side. My recommendation would be to kind of clean out this area before you take anything off. This thing was caked with stuff. It's way cleaner than it was, and I cleaned it off again here recently. So really all this will do is they will send you your fitting, your quick connect fitting. And mine is a little bit different than yours potentially, but you can use this style quick connect fitting, but you have to remove the little plastic quick connect. When I'll get that off and show you what it is, you have to remove that in order to use this said fitting. They also sell a different fitting, which I might have them put in the kits, that is simply a push lock fitting that you will remove this and then you will push the new one on, and it'll be much easier. You won't have to mess with the plastic piece. So I'm going to pull that off and show you guys what it looks like. Got a quick merch plug here for Mr. Tim, Decent Garage, on the keychain. Hit him up. But anyway, we got our little plastic piece off there, off the nipple on the sending unit, which is pretty easy. Obviously it quick connects in right there, so you just spread those pieces and pull it off. You gotta use a little bit of force, but not much. And then that's where this comes into place. Obviously this fitting, it unscrews. If I can get it. There we go. And this will go on first, and then you slide this piece on. It'll be just like that. obviously what I'm going to do is kind of get this mocked up and then get my fitting on one of the end of my lines and run the line and figure out my line length and then cut the line to the length so I only have to tighten the -6 one time and not have to take it on and off, as there is limited room up here. So that's what I would advise that you guys do. Alright, assuming that you guys can see that right there, you just slide that fitting over the top in front of the barb. If I can fit my... well, I can't fit it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. So that fitting, it literally just slides down over the top. You want it on the other side of this little barb piece. Then you will slide your new fitting on and screw it on. But I'm going to wait to do that until my line is kind of figured out, because I want to tighten this thing one time. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see here, I ran my line up through the frame rail and towards the front of the truck. So I've got my line right here, and I'm going to thread my quick connect fitting on. This is a 16mm on that end, so it's going to go in like that. And I'm using that because I don't have much room, obviously, and it's a lot easier to use wrenches whenever the bed's off. So you guys use your judgment on that, what you would prefer to do, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on and tighten it down and then tighten my line on. Alright, just like that, we got our fitting tightened on to the tank side, and we're going to go towards the front and figure out how long we need the line to be, and we'll cut it to length and we'll start making the end for the piston lift pump. Alright, I am wrapping up my install. Got my light on here now that it's dark. But all I did was put a 90-degree -6 end on the pump side. So now, as you can see, it's ran under the truck. I'm going to run this up in the frame rail, and then it'll be ready to go and put right onto our pump once our fitting shows up. That is pretty much all this install entails. And I'm gonna put this up in there, and then I'll get with you guys here in a minute. All right, and as you guys can see, my line is ran right up here to the inlet of the pump, and it will connect right there to the pump. It'll focus. Let me slip my hand out of the way, it'll focus, but right where my red plug is there is where it will hook up to the pump with our other fitting whenever that arrives. And our install will be complete. Honestly, it's a simple job. In the future, I'm going to be making videos on how to make the AN line that goes from the outlet of the pump, which is on the top, up here to the head, which I am in the process of doing that. It's, again, very minor, considering the line from the tank just requires 2 fittings and a bunch of -6 line. And then from the pump to the head will also just require 2 fittings and a small section of -6 line. I'm going to include all the Evil Energy part numbers that are used to make this happen, and I will be getting this information to them as well so they can put all that together and you guys will know exactly what you need. But for this installation, that is going to wrap it up. One thing that made this really easy is the little tool they sent to kind of open up the line before you put your fitting in. It makes putting all the fittings together much easier. If it's me, I recommend getting a kit like this that is not pre-made, and you put the fittings on yourself, so you can choose where to run the line throughout the frame and make it look as clean as possible like you would like it, instead of looping it in a way that maybe the line's too long or whatever. And yeah, so that is going to wrap up this one. I want to say thank you to Justin over at Evil Energy for getting us kind of a kit sent out, and then we can develop more upon this. And yeah, so simple install. It's a good upgrade for you guys that are going to be shooting for more than 450 horsepower. This should help, which we'll find out with the dually, because obviously that should be well capable of that. Until next time, I will see you guys on the Old School crew. Peace out. Keep kicking old school.